If you're looking to hire a business broker in Houston, there's several things that you need to know. Texas in itself is its own state and has its own rules and regulations. So, one thing to point out though, before we go into it, is that on average, if you look at national statistics, only about 20 to 30% of businesses that go to market actually make it to the closing table. So it makes it even more important that you partner with the right business broker. So, not all business brokers are the same. So, my first point to you is start researching. Texas is its own little beast. We call it the Wild Wild West over here because although it's the land of opportunity and innovation, and we have actually, Texas is the eighth largest economy in the world. So we have lots of great businesses here. But when it comes to being a business broker, there's no certifications, there's no designations that are required. So your cousin Carl could literally go and sell something on Facebook Marketplace and then decide that day, I want to be a business broker in Texas. And technically, he could. So when you're looking for a business broker to partner with in Houston, Texas, or the Texas market in general, first and foremost, you need to be looking at IBBA's website, which is the International Business Brokers Association. They offer credentials called, one of which is called a CBI. It's a Certified Business Intermediary. M&A Source is its partner. They offer a Certified M&A Professional. Both of these are continuing education that is costly, but it's also tied to deals. You have to do so many deals in order to get those designations. So, my biggest advice is not only for somebody to have business experience in selling your type of business, but another big one is, do they have the proper certifications? Because there's industry standards that we are held to when you get those designations. So, once you've kind of shortlisted your potential brokers, I would start with interviewing them. Here at Exit Equity, we do what we call a discovery call, where we get on a call with a seller or we meet in person. And it's really a time for us to get to know your business, but also for you to ask a lot of questions. First thing a business broker should do before you even set up that discovery call is send over an NDA, because confidentiality is key in this business. During the interview process, I would ask about their confidentiality practices. There's a lot of brokers out there that just because you sign an NDA, they will send the business's full confidential package. And so ask about that confidentiality and how they manage that. I would also learn about their unique processes. At Exit Equity, we have a three-phase unique process. We bring investment banking to the lower middle market. And because of our processes, we actually close about 98% of our businesses, which is significantly higher than the industry standard. During these discussions, I would also ask about expectation of communication. Some of the things that we hear out on the streets from other, from sellers that have used other brokers, is that there is a lack of communication. I would definitely ask about what their process is. How is the seller going to be kept in the loop? A few other things that I would ask is specific around the processes of how they bring businesses to market. There are a lot of brokers that, and this is just across the industry, that they will get a seller and they'll bring them to market and they'll just kind of exhaust maybe their internal database on buyers, and then put it online. And that's the extent of what they do. And we don't do it that way. At Exit Equity, we not only use our buyers that we know are in the space, but then we come up with a very strategic list of buyers that are specific to your business. And we have a three-phase touching point where we touch these buyers. We are actively engaging buyers that they didn't even know they were going to buy a business, but because they see, hey, this could actually be synergistic to what we have, this would be a great addition to what I have, they suddenly become a buyer. And so I would ask about marketing strategies. And, I think at the end of the day, when you're deciding who do I hire, it comes down to trust. Trust is the key. Do you like working with this person? It, on average, to sell a business takes anywhere from 3 months to 12 months. This is somebody that they're handling confidential information. They're handling your negotiations. They're the intermediary between the buyer and you. It is critical that you trust this person. And so at the end of the day, these are just some of the questions that I would throw out there to a potential broker. And if you have any questions, we love to sit with sellers and just really talk through the process in general of how it goes. And I can be reached at Corey at exitequity.com.